All right, welcome back to School Matters. It is Tuesday, October the 15th, and that's important that you know what day it is because tomorrow is our weekly multiplication quiz, and all of them are going to be cumulative at this point. Our zeros, ones, twos, threes, fours, fives, six, sevens, eights, nines, tens. So make sure your kids are practicing with those. I gave them a little time to work on it today in class, so if their homework comes home with a little bit of it done, that's why. But they're going to get to work on that tonight to get ready for our quiz tomorrow. But what we're learning as a whole in class right now, what we're working on is our properties of multiplication. And there are 5 properties of multiplication. There's these 3, the zero property, commutative property, identity property, also associative property, and distributive property. And we're going to get to those 2 later. But right now, these are the 3 that we've learned, and they're fairly easy. So today I'm not going over problems with you. I'm just going to give you the definitions and let you see some examples so you can help your children with their homework and how to identify these properties when it comes time. Well, the first property of multiplication is really easy, the zero property. And it states 0 times any number is 0. All right? Once again, 0 times any number is 0. Now, our next one is the identity property, which states that 1 times any number is that number. Our example, 1 times 7 is 7. So 0 times 0 is 0, 1 times 7 is 7. Basically, 1 times anything is that number, 0 times anything is 0. And here's one that we need to pay a little bit of attention to, one that I want to make sure all of our students realize, and that's the commutative property. And that means to commute or to move. And if our numbers move around in our equation, for instance, we all know that 3 times 2 equals 6. But it's important that our kids also know that 2 times 3 equals 6. All we did was swap the 2 numbers, and our answer is still the same. And it doesn't matter what we're looking at. Even if it's 3 times 15 equals 45, well, guess what? 15 times 3 equals 45. And that's important for our kids to remember. Sometimes they get worried and they say, well, Mr. White, I don't know my nines. And I'm like, well, you know a whole lot of them. You know 2 times 9 is 18. All right, so remember that our commutative property moves things around. And your answer is still the same. 0 times any number is still 0. You still have none of it. And lastly, our identity property is 1 times 7 equals 7. 1 times any number is that number. And lastly, just a reminder that report cards came home tonight. So you should be looking for those. If you have any questions, please hit me up on the Remind app. But report card came home tonight, multiplication quiz tomorrow. Thanks and have a blessed day.